Hello students, welcome to Nikunjan Raj tutorials. For any doubts you can contact on this given numbers. Now in the last video we started with chapter energy, okay, and these were the topics. We completed work, factors and unit of work, energy and its types, and gravitational potential energy. These 4 topics were completed. Okay, today we'll start with kinetic energy and then transformation of energy and then power. Okay, first I'll give you a quick review of these 4 topics which were done in the last video. The video is also available online. You can watch that video once again if you want a revision of the chapter. Okay, now so first we started with examples of work where we saw that when force is applied, if the object does not move, in this example we saw, and in this example that this person, both of them are pushing the car here and pushing the wall here, but neither the car nor the wall is moving. So if there is no movement, we say that no work is done. Okay, so for work to be done, there should be force as well as movement. Okay, here also in this case both were applying same force, so no work was done. But here in this case the person was moving in the upward direction, there was movement also, so work is done. That means work is said to be done if a force applied on the body moves it. Okay, if there is no motion, no work is said to be done. This was done in the last class. Now factors, there are 2 factors which affect the work. The first factor is magnitude of force, okay, the force which is applied, and the distance moved by the body. So how much force we apply and how much distance is moved, that will decide how much work is done. Okay, so in the next slide we studied the formula for work. This formula will be useful in numericals. Formula is W stands for work is force into distance. Okay, F stands for force and D stands for distance. Then unit of work is nothing but unit of force into unit of distance. So unit of force is Newton and unit of distance is meters. Okay, so the unit of force becomes Newton meter, but Newton meter is written as joules. Newton meter is written as joules. So the unit of work we take it as joules for simplicity. Joule is the name of a scientist. Okay, and then we studied what is 1 joule. So we did this. Let's clear the screen. Yes, so what was 1 joule? 1 joule is, I had discussed with you that 1 joule is when I apply 1 Newton of force, okay, and the object moves by 1 meter, then it is said that 1 joule of work is done. Okay, for example, there is a box. If I am applying a force on the box, okay, and how much force am I applying? I am applying 1 Newton force. Okay, 1 Newton of force is applied and the box moves by 1 meter. Then I say that how much work is done? 1 joule of work is done. Okay, there are bigger units of joules also. The bigger units are 1 kilojoule. Kilojoule means 1000 joules. 1000 joule can be written as 1 kilojoule. And then we have 1 megajoule. 1 megajoule means 10 raised to 6 joules. You can see there are 6 zeros here. Okay, so this was about work. Then we started with energy. Energy is basically what? Energy and work are same. How they are same? The amount of energy you possess will be equal to the amount of work you do. Okay, if you have a great amount of energy, then you can do a lot of work. I explained you with this example that how this sportsman is able to hit the ball because of the energy he possesses. So because of that energy he is able to do the work. So how the amount of energy you possess will be equal to the amount of work done. And because they both are same, the unit of energy is also joules. It is also same. So the unit of energy is joules. Formula is also same. Then we studied the types of energy, out of which mechanical energy was important, and gravitational, kinetic and potential. These four energies were important. So types of energy, first is mechanical energy. What is mechanical energy? Energy possessed by the body due to rest or motion. Okay, when it is at rest we say that it has potential energy, and when it is in motion we say it has kinetic energy. Okay, so out of this we started with potential energy. What is potential energy? Potential energy is the energy possessed by the object because of its height. Okay, so here we saw an example that one brick is lying on the floor and another brick is at a height of few meters or few feet. Okay, so this brick here will have more energy compared to this brick. Okay, then we did this example where this rock which is on the cliff is at a particular height. So when this rock has a lot of energy, and when this rock will fall on the surface it will have a great impact. Okay, then potential energy is because of height and also because of shape. Okay, potential energy is also because of shape. How it is because of shape? See, here when the spring is compressed, by applying force, a lot of energy is stored in the spring. Okay, a lot of energy is stored in the spring. That energy is nothing but potential energy. Okay, and we did one more example of a catapult, that how when we stretch this rubber band, the amount of energy which is stored in this rubber band is nothing but the potential energy. Okay, and then the other type of energy, in potential energy itself we have gravitational potential energy. So here we did the example of scientist Newton. Okay, where how he observed that the apple falls in the downward direction only. So when with this he discovered what is gravity. Okay, now in gravitational potential energy is nothing but the amount of work done in moving the body up to a height of h. See, if there is an object is here, if I want to move this object and on this height, okay, at this level in the upward direction, I have to do some work. Okay, why I have to apply some energy here? I have to apply some energy because the gravity is pulling the object down, and I have to work against the gravity to pull the object up. So I have to do some work here. That work is nothing but the gravitational potential energy. Okay, next, gravitational potential energy is denoted by capital U. Okay, then the formula for gravitational potential energy is mgh, where m is mass, g is gravity, value of g is fixed, it is 10, and the accurate value is 9.8. Okay, and next unit is again joules, because it is energy, and unit of energy is joules. Okay, and higher the height, greater is the GPE. Okay, next we did this example. This was the last diagram we saw, that this person here in red is at a smaller height compared to this person, this blue person, who is at a greater height. Okay, so eventually when both of them slide down, this person who is at a greater height will have more energy and will travel a longer distance. Why? Because of the height. Because he was at a greater height, he was at this level, he had more gravitational potential energy. Okay, this was the revision part. Now let's start with the new topic. So next topic is kinetic energy. What is kinetic energy? The definition of kinetic energy is energy of the body in motion is called as the kinetic energy. Any body which is in motion possesses some energy, and that energy is kinetic energy. Okay, let's take some example here. So you can see this arrow is moving. This is a moving arrow. If this arrow hits any object, it will pierce that object, it will damage that object, because it has some energy, and that energy is kinetic energy, which is because of its motion. Okay, because of its motion. Next is we can see this person who is rolling down the hill. Because of this slope, his speed is increased. Okay, he is moving in this direction, his speed is increased, so the energy possessed by this person is kinetic energy. Okay, then this person who are running, or the car which is moving, all of them possess kinetic energy. Okay, next, here you can see, here we are seeing the difference. See, understand, in the first diagram the bullet is inside the gun. Okay, the bullet is at rest. You understand, rest means there is no motion. Okay, so the bullet is inside the gun, it is at rest. That means there is no kinetic energy here in the bullet. But once the trigger is pulled, the bullets comes out of the gun. It is in great motion, it has a high speed, and because of that high speed, it will damage any object which comes in between. Okay, so that energy which this bullet carries is because of its motion, and that energy is called as kinetic energy. Okay, so this was the example which showed that how kinetic energy increases with the speed. Next, here we can see one more example, that here this example will show that how kinetic energy depends on mass. Okay, how kinetic energy depends on mass. So a heavy ball, just a minute. So here, this heavy object, when this heavy object falls in water, compared to this smaller object which will fall in water, what will happen? More water will come from the bowl on the right side as compared to the bowl on the left side. Why is that so? Because this larger ball has more mass, and because it has more mass, it will have more kinetic energy. Okay, so kinetic energy depends on mass. So here the mass is less, so kinetic energy will be less. Here the mass is more in this one, so the kinetic energy is more. And so with this we come to the formula of kinetic energy, that is half mv square. M stands for mass, and this v square is that v stands for velocity. Velocity means motion, the speed in which the object is moving. Okay, the speed in which the object is moving will determine how much kinetic energy that object possesses. Okay, greater the speed, greater is the kinetic energy of the object. Okay, next, conversion of potential energy into kinetic energy, very important topic. Okay, till now we saw what is potential energy and what is kinetic energy separately. Now let's see how they convert into each other, because see, energy can neither be destroyed nor be created. It only changes from one form to another. So how it changes from potential to kinetic, let's see. Here we can see the example. See, when this person is stretching the bow, okay, when he pulls this arrow behind, he applies a lot of energy. Okay, and that energy is stored in this bow. Correct, a lot of energy stored in the bow. That energy is potential energy. Okay, but when he releases the bow, this arrow here is moving in this direction with a great speed. Now the arrow has kinetic energy. So what I am trying to say is that in the first case, the person has potential energy. because it has pulled the bow, the string of the bow behind, and he has changed the shape. So that is potential energy. And when he releases it, the arrow is moving with a great speed. The arrow has kinetic energy. Okay, this was the change of potential energy to kinetic energy. Here, you again see this girl has a small ball in her hand. So here, when this ball is at a particular height, it has potential energy. The ball has potential energy, but the ball is not in motion, so the kinetic energy in the ball is 0. Okay, but because the ball is at a particular height, the ball has potential energy. So here I have written potential energy. But once the ball falls down, here you see the ball is falling down here in this direction, the height of the ball is now less compared to this. See, the height is less. That means the potential energy is decreasing. Potential energy is decreasing, but as the ball is falling down, the speed of the ball is increasing, and that is why the potential energy, see I have written here, the potential energy is transforming into kinetic energy. That means at this position the ball had potential energy, but when it started falling down, it had some speed, and speed, or I can say it has velocity. Speed and velocity are same. Okay, so when it was falling down, it had velocity. So that velocity was because of the kinetic energy, and when it was at this particular height, it had potential energy. Okay, so you have to understand potential energy depends on height, kinetic energy depends on speed. Okay, next let's take this example. See, these type of examples are there in your book, which they are showing here, that when this ball is at a topmost level, okay, it has potential energy, but it is stationary, it is not moving. So the kinetic energy, there is no kinetic energy at this position. Okay, when the ball reaches the ground, okay, it falls with a great speed. Just before reaching the ground, it is at its maximum speed. At that instance, we say that it has a great amount of kinetic energy. So when it is at a particular height, we say that it has potential energy, and when it is on the ground with great speed, we say it has kinetic energy. Let's take some values. See, for example, here we say that it has 100 potential energy. So when it will fall down, when it will reach this level, that 100 potential energy will get converted into 100 kinetic energy. Okay, energy will remain same. This 100 became 100 kinetic energy. 100 potential became 100 kinetic. It will get transformed from potential to kinetic. But what about this level? The level which is in between here, this level. So let's study this. What will happen? Understand. Once the ball falls down here, the height is decreased. If height is decreased, potential energy will decrease. Correct? So the potential energy will become 50 here. Okay? But because the ball is falling down, the velocity of the ball will increase. See, when the object is falling down, the velocity of the object increases. And if the velocity increase, that means I can say the kinetic energy will increase. Okay, so the kinetic energy which was 0 here at this level, the kinetic energy was 0 at this level because it was stationary. The ball was stationary at this level, kinetic energy was 0. But as the ball started falling, the kinetic energy started increasing. Okay, and at this halfway point, at this level, the kinetic energy became 50. So at this level, kinetic energy. So understand, see, I'll make here the table for kinetic energy and potential energy. So kinetic energy increased from 0 to 50. and potential decreased from 100 to 50, but the total at this interval at halfway point is 50 plus 50, 100. Total is again same here. See, that means what I'm trying to say is that energy remains constant. Okay, energy is same. In the lowest level, kinetic energy is maximum and potential is 0. So this is how it works. Okay. Let's take the next example of a powerhouse. This 4 bay. 4 bay is basically where water is collected. So here we have purposely kept the water at a height so that the water will have potential energy because of the height. Now once I open this lid from here, or I open the outlet, water will start falling down, water will start flowing down, and this potential energy which was there in the water will get converted into kinetic energy. Okay, so the water will fall down with a great speed, and this great speed will help to rotate this turbine. What are turbines? Turbines are basically wheels which rotate and they produce electricity. Okay, so what is happening? Let's see once again. This water which had potential energy is falling down, which is converting into kinetic energy, and these turbines are getting rotated and we have electricity produced. Okay. Next, pendulum. Very interesting example here. See, in the pendulum, this is the bob of the pendulum. Now here, when the bob is at this level, I'll draw a reference point here. This is the reference line, for example. Okay, the bob is at the lowest height. It is at the ground level. Point A, which they are saying, the bob is at the ground level, means the potential energy at this level is 0 because there is no height. But at the level B and level C, you see, at level B and level C, the bob has had a particular height here. See, it has risen above the ground level, it has rise above the ground level, and that is why it has reached some height. You can see the height here, and so the potential energy of the bob increased because it has reached some height. Correct. So see what I have written in the diagram. Let's understand the label, the diagram. See, the maximum potential energy, highest point of swing. Highest point of swing means the bob will not go further. This is the highest point. Okay, this is the highest point. Bob will not go further. So let's understand, at point B, bob is at a particular height. Okay, so the potential energy is maximum. Now what about kinetic energy? Let's understand what is kinetic energy. So here you understand, as the bob slowly moves in this direction, the speed of the bob is decreasing. See, whenever anything is going in the upward direction, you can imagine if anything goes in the upward direction, the speed is decreasing, and when it will fall in this direction, downward direction, the speed is increasing. Correct? Agree? See, when the bob is here, when it is going in the upward swing, its speed is decreasing. So when it will reach here, it will stop and then again start falling backward. But at this instant, when it stopped, the kinetic energy is 0 because it is stationary, it is stopped. As soon as it returns back from here, it is falling down, so its kinetic energy is increasing now. Okay, and at this state it has the maximum speed. Okay, the velocity is maximum, and so the velocity is maximum, we say that the kinetic energy is maximum. So to give you a summary, at these 2 points, point C and point B, the potential energy is maximum. Okay, the potential energy is maximum. And at point A, here, the kinetic energy is maximum. Okay, this is all what you have to write in your answers. Very easy. Read the paragraph in the textbook once again. Let's see the next topic. One more example. We have a roller coaster here. Okay, you see the roller coaster. This is the car, the carrier in which the kids or we can sit. Now this roller coaster will go up. It will again go down. Then again from here it will go down, go up. So it is like this. It will go up here. Then it will again come down. Then it will again go up. So what I'm trying to say here is that when the roller coaster is going up, the potential energy will increase, and when it is coming down, the kinetic energy will increase. Okay, so let's understand one by one. When the roller coaster is moving up, it reached this point. So I have colored this box red because this red indicates that it has potential energy. Okay, when it is falling down, it reaches here. It is falling down. It has a great speed now. See, because of that speed, it will take a turn like this. So it has a great speed at this point. That is why I have named it as blue as kinetic energy. So this red indicates potential energy, blue indicates kinetic energy. That means at this point potential energy is maximum, at this point kinetic energy is maximum. So the roller coaster will go here. Again it reached a height. So again the potential energy is maximum. Okay, then it will take a turn and come here. So again its speed will increase, and at this point the kinetic energy will be maximum. Then again it will go up here at this point. So potential energy will increase. So this is how at all the height above the ground level potential energy will increase, and all the height at this ground level when the speed is maximum, at ground level, near the ground level, when the speed is maximum, kinetic energy will increase. Okay, so these three places kinetic energy is maximum, these three places potential energy is maximum. This is what we understand from the example of roller coaster. Okay, let's go to the next page. Forms of energy. Let's understand what are the different forms of energy. Okay, so the two major forms are kinetic energy and potential energy that we have already studied. Now in this we have thermal energy. What is thermal energy? Thermal energy is energy because of heat. Then mechanical energy we already studied. Mechanical energy is when the objects are in motion. For example, your fan is moving, so the fan has mechanical energy. Okay, what is electrical energy? Electrical energy, all the objects, the particles which are moving, the energy of the particles which are moving. What is electricity? Electricity is nothing but current which is flowing. Okay, so the energy of the particles which are moving has electric energy. Magnetic energy, all of you know, push or pull, attraction or repulsion is magnetic energy. Then there is chemical energy, which is stored in food, fuel, examples of chemical energy. Elastic energy, when you stretch an object. Nuclear energy is in the nucleus of an object. Gravitational energy, we have already seen what is gravitational energy. Sound energy, because of which we can hear an object if it has sound energy. And last is the light energy, which we can perceive by our eyes. Sunlight is also included in light energy. Okay, why we had a review of these forms of energy? Because these forms of energy now will help us to understand the conversion. Let's see what is the conversion. Conversion of energy. Conversion means what? That one energy will get converted into another form. Okay, and while this conversion takes place, there are different examples. You have to remember those examples. In exam, they may give you an example of your phone, for example your mobile phone. Okay, or let's say a simple example of a mic. If this is a mic here, okay, they are asking you that this mic converts which form of energy into which form. You must be able to answer that this mic converts sound energy into, see, whenever you speak in your mic, the sound energy which comes out of your mouth is getting recorded and stored in a device. So that is in the form of electricity. So sound energy is getting converted into electrical energy. Or let's take a simple example. A loudspeaker. Let's take an example of a loudspeaker. What happens in a loudspeaker? That the song which is played, for example, this loudspeaker is connected to a computer. Okay, so there is information in the computer, sound stored in the computer, that is in the form of electric signal, that is converted into sound. So this is called as conversion of energy. Understood? Which was done by this loudspeaker. So in exam, they will give you this name as loudspeaker. They'll tell you give the energy conversion of loudspeaker. So you should be able to write it converts electricity into sound energy. Okay, so but we'll do all the examples. Let's see the examples. So here are the examples, many examples. Chemical to mechanical. That when you eat something, you get energy, and that energy is used to cycle. Or we can say energy which is stored in the battery, the cell, the battery which you use in your remote control car, in your AC remote, TV remote, or in your torch light. Those batteries have chemical in them, and that chemical energy is converted into light energy here in torch. Okay, another example is electrical energy into light energy. For example, when you plug your lamp to the socket, that electrical energy gets converted to light, and then the lamp provides you light. Okay, another example, chemical to mechanical, is petrol. See, here you put petrol in your car, that petrol is nothing but a chemical, and that because of that petrol the car moves. Movement is mechanical energy. So this chemical energy got converted to mechanical energy. This was an example. So light converting to chemical, we know that plants prepare their food by taking sunlight from the sun for photosynthesis, correct? So that is again that light energy got converted into chemical energy. Why chemical energy? Because plants are preparing their food, and plants prepare their food in nothing but chemical form. So light got converted to chemical. Okay, then we have another example, electrical to heat. So this is an example of a bread toaster where electricity got converted to heat, and you can roast your bread. Let's see some more examples. So this example I already told you, electrical to sound is loudspeaker. Then heat to electrical is thermocouple. See, this example, I have purposely put this example in the video because thermocouple is a unique device. It is a special device which if we apply heat to this device, it converts that heat into electricity. Okay, this is a special device which converts heat into electricity. So you must remember this, learn this. Next is solar to heat. Solar cooker, it takes sunlight and it converts it into heat to cook our vegetables. Next is electricity to mechanical is fan. Like I said in the beginning, that when you apply electricity, your fan starts moving. Moving means mechanical energy. Okay. Light to electrical, photocell. This is very important. Photocell. What is photocell? See, you have heard about solar panels, correct? Those solar panels are nothing but, see, they are blue in color and they have like this shape. They have this shape. They have small cells in them. So those cells are nothing but photocells. What is the job of that photocells? It takes the light, it converts it into electrical signal. It takes the light and converts it into electrical signal. Understood? So that is the job of photocell. This is the principle of working of solar panel also. Solar panel works on this principle. It takes light and converts into electricity. Okay. Next, batteries. We already saw what are batteries. When you put your phone on charge, what happens is the electricity gets converted into chemical energy and gets stored in your battery. Correct? Your phones get electricity and they store it in chemical form. Okay. Heat to mechanical, steam engine. You might have seen in steam engine we put a lot of coal. Those coal is burnt and steam is released from there, and that steam helps the engine to rotate, to move, and because of which the steam engine, for example the train also moves in this fashion. Okay, so the example was steam engine. Next, so with this we complete conversion of energy. You have to learn these examples and all the other examples which are there in your textbook. Okay, the concept is important, otherwise you can guess also the conversion of energy. Okay, next the last topic is power. Now what is power? See, if there is person A and there is person B, okay, I told person A to do a work. How much work? 100 joules. The person A did the work in 1 day. I ask person B to do the same work, 100 joules. The person B did the work in 2 days. Now both of them did 100 joules of work, correct? So I cannot say that person A and person, what is the difference between person A and person B? Both of them did 100 joules of work. Both have same amount of energy. But person A did the job in 1 day and person B took 2 days to complete the job. What does it say? It says that person A has more power. Person A has more power compared to person B. Okay. Power is nothing but how fast you can do the job. Okay, the more the power you have, the faster you can do the work. Okay, so the definition of power is rate of doing the work. Rate means time, basically. How much time do you take to do the work? So here A took only 1 day, but B took 2 days. So that means B is slower. That means B has less power compared to A. Okay, B took 2 days. So this is the basic definition of power. Let's go deeper into it. Rate of doing work. Power is a rate of doing work. That if you are doing some work, then what is your rate? Means how fast you are doing work, in how much time you are doing the work. That is power. So the formula for power is work upon time. Why the time is getting divided here in the denominator? Because time and power are inversely proportional. What does inversely means? That if you are taking more time, that means you have less power. Understood? What is inversely? Inversely means if one quantity increases, second quantity decreases. Understood? See, I can write it reverse order also, that power and time. If you have more power, you will take less time to do the work. Correct? So these both quantities, power and time, are inversely proportional. So that is why they are One is in the numerator and one is in the denominator. That is called as inversely proportional. Okay. What is the SI unit of power? Unit of power is, unit of work is joules and unit of time is seconds. So it is joules per second, but it is given the name as watt. Watt is again a name of a scientist, James Watt, who invented the steam engine. So on his name we gave the unit of power. So watt, this watt is denoted by W. Okay, watt. Now, so we don't have this topic power in great detail. These are the only important points which are there. So definition of power, formula of power, SI unit which is watt denoted by W, and the last topic is bigger units. So if there is 1000 watts, we can write it as 1 kilowatt. Okay, and if there is 1 megawatt, 1 mega means 10 raised to 6 watt, like it was 10 raised to 6 joules in work. So this is same as 10 raised to 6 watts. Okay, with this we complete our chapter energy, where we covered what is energy, what is work, and what is power. All these three topics were covered in this chapter. Thank you very much. Read the chapter properly. For any doubts, I'll keep a doubt lecture also for this chapter. Okay, and we'll soon have a test on it. Chalo. Bye to all of you. Study properly at home. Okay.